Brothers and sisters, this is the In My Grow Show, the podcast dedicated to taking the mystery out of cannabis. Once again, I am Alex Robles. Thank you for taking the time again to hang out. I appreciate you coming by. Today, this is my very first 420 show. That's right, my very first Weed Week show. Not the last. I love it. I hope everybody's celebrating the week responsibly. I hope everybody's getting as medicated and as high as you need to be. Even higher. Just remember, don't be the cannabis douchebag, man. Be cool. Alright? Now, before I go any further, I want to give a special thanks out to my buddy Roy Jones for letting me use his spot. I call it the Buenos Dias Studios. This spot is known by many other names by many other people, though. But anyways, Roy, buddy, thank you very much. So like I was saying, yeah, it is 420 week. A lot of things going on in a lot of different spaces. Go out there, have a good time. If you're in a legal state and there's a 420 event near you, go there, show up, support it, have a conversation, get to know your fellow cannabis user, take a friend. Okay, but remember, all right, before you leave, about 45 minutes, an hour before you leave, stop smoking anything. Hopefully you haven't taken edibles. If you haven't, about 45 minutes. If you've taken edibles, okay, remember, block and a half away in each direction from that 420 event, the cops are waiting for you. Okay? Remember that. All right? Take a walk. Don't let them catch you driving medicated. Don't let them catch you driving high, please. It's not cool. It's gonna suck. Alright, so if you've been smoking only, taking dabs, rolling joints, whatever it is, about 45 minutes before you leave, just stop taking everything. About an hour maybe. How about an hour? Hydrate, maybe have a piece of fruit or a donut, something, but get yourself to where you're sober. Because like I said, block and a half in each direction, the cops are waiting for you. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun. You just gotta remember the cops are out there waiting for you. Alright, had to take a short pause for a plane going overhead. The motherfucker was loud. You can still hear him. Alright, so back to the show. Alright, so let's talk about what I've been smoking. Past few days, I've been hitting this Pineapple OG. Yeah, it's a sativa dominant hybrid. I do love my sativas. I do. I've got stuff to do. I can't afford to get couch locked. Not unless it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I'm done. I'm like, all right, I'm done thinking. Here we go. Then I'll think about the indicas. But back to Pineapple OG. Let's see here. I got this information off of Leafly, and it says that the Pineapple OG is a 70% sativa hybrid, cross between a Pineapple Express and an unknown OG Kush, and seems to be mostly available on the West Coast. I find that hard to believe. Well, then we need to start selling some seeds to the East, because everybody should grow. If you hear this and you're on the East Coast, find yourself some seeds of the Pineapple OG. It's pretty good. It's got that fruity kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't call it pineapple, but it is fruity, definitely. It's definitely a sweet smell. I really enjoyed it. I like a fruity flower. So I picked that up at Sespe Creek Collective here in Ojai, and it was from Emerald Family Farms. That was a pretty good smoke. A little dry. But other than that, like I said, I like my sativas. It did the job. And this week there is no vape report. There is no vape cartridge report because I just haven't had a chance to get to the dispensary and pick one up. Really, that's all it is. So maybe next week. Who knows? So since it's 420 week, and 420 beautifully lands this year on a Friday, would you know what that means? That next year it lands on a Saturday, and the year after that on a Sunday. Still on the weekend. But yeah, So a lot of things are going on. Okay, so out here in California, in Southern California, we've got the High Times Cannabis Cup SoCal 2018 going on April 20th through the 22nd in San Bernardino at the National Orange Show Event Center. That sounds like a good time. I remember being on the website and seeing who was going to play, but I don't remember who they were. Bunch of rappers. I'm not a rap fan per se. I'm not against rap, but I don't know anybody really, other than the classics. So if you're in Southern California and you're itching to go to a nice 420 event, go to the High Times Cannabis Cup. All right, and more locally here in Ventura County, in the county I live in, down in Port Hueneme. Okay, so Skunk Masters, they have a bunch of specials going on for 420 weekend. Go to their website, skunkmasters805.com. Okay, what I'm going to read are just the highlights, because they had a whole page of stuff. I couldn't get through it. There's no way. I'd run out of saliva. So Skunk Masters highlights are: every patient gets half a gram of shatter or a pre-rolled. Spend $300, get half a gram shatter, free flower, 2 free edibles, 2 top shelf pre-rolled, Bang disposable cartridge, and a Skunk Master t-shirt. Up here in Ojai at Sespe Creek Collective, they're going to have a raffle out there. If you're familiar with the restaurants up here, they're going to have Jim and Rob's out there slinging food. It says here, food tickets included with minimum $35 purchase while it lasts. Ooh, watch out. You better get there early. They're also going to have a DJ there, and they're going to have a local artist painting. I don't know what they're going to be painting, maybe a mural. I don't know. Go down there, check it out, and then let me know. Send me an email at inmygrow@gmail.com or find me on Instagram at inmygrow. Let me know what they're doing. You may see me out there. That's a Friday. Depends on how my day is rolling. Also, up here in Ojai Greens has all gilded extracts marked down 15%. Also, all Heavenly products have been marked down 25%. And all Nug eighths have been marked down 15% while supplies last. Alright, that's the dispensaries. Now, in the city of Ventura, Discovery Ventura is going to have their 4th annual 420 event. Let's see, here's some details. Friday, April 20th, doors open at 4:20 p.m. Show start at 4:20. Tickets, looks like they're $4.20. Wow, alright. Everything is coming together 4:20. Full Clip plays at 4:20. Sliders play at 6. Legalizer plays at 7:45. And Kaya plays at 9:30. Appetizers at 4:20. They're going to have $4 Red Stripe and Made West. That's a local brewery here. It says here they're also going to have CBD drink specials. Alright, and CBD barbecue. So I have a question. If it's CBD and you're not going to really feel intoxicated, how do you really know it's CBD? So, yeah, if you're driving through the town of Ventura and you're wondering what there's to do in that town, go find Discovery Ventura. You may see me there. It's pretty possible. It's very, very possible. But once again, that is on Friday, so who knows how that's going to wind up. But I would like to end up there. Be smart, everybody. Celebrate safely. Don't let the cops get you. Okay, please don't let the cops get you all just high as fuck. And you're sitting there, I'm not high. Come on, man. They can see it on you. Okay, so, pull it together a little bit before you leave. Pull it together, okay? Alright, enough of that. Let's see, what else do I have? Okay, I have a correction. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I referred to California's Bureau of Cannabis Control as the Cannabis Control Board. Okay, I got my acronyms wrong. Okay, California has the Bureau of Cannabis Control. If you have any questions about how to start a cannabis business in California, start there. Okay, Google Bureau of Cannabis Control, California. All right, next I have the report from the Cannabis Frontline. The United Nations World Health Organization is due to review the current international classification of marijuana, THC, cannabidiol, CBD, and other related compounds and preparations this year. In the lead-up, the WHO is asking member nations to submit feedback between now and April 23rd. Well, that doesn't give us a lot of time because 420 is this weekend. All right, guys, pull it together. We got to get on the United Nations too. Make a list. Just a short list. It's just 420 weekend. Come on, it's just a short list. It's not a lot of homework. All right, so it says between now and April 23rd, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is seeking public comments from interested persons, i.e. you, regarding the international Schedule 1 status of marijuana under international agreement. Over 8,500 normal members have already sent in their comments. So like I said, we don't have a lot of time, folks. Okay? Yeah, get on it. I'm about to get on it. All right, moving forward, Governor Bill Walker of Alaska signed SB 6 into law to establish an agricultural pilot program to permit the cultivation, production, and sale of industrial hemp by registered providers. Well, all right, Alaska. I like it. Get more industry up there. Good on you and Governor Bill Walker. Next, the Pennsylvania Department of Health Medical Marijuana Advisory Board recommended adding flower to be vaped as a form of medication. I love that. Okay, so the next thing we need to work out there in Pennsylvania is growers' rights. You need to have the right to grow your own medicine to vape with. They're all links in the chain, man. All right, sounds good. Let's work on it. You let me know how I can help. And then Florida judge ruled that a medical cannabis patient has the right to grow his own marijuana. Wow. I love hearing that, except for the end part marijuana. Can we call it cannabis? Let's call it cannabis. Try that again at the end. Let's see. Florida judge ruled that medical cannabis patients has the right to grow his own cannabis. Sounds better. And then South Carolina and Maryland state legislatures adjourned this week, effectively killing a South Carolina medical marijuana bill and a Maryland decriminalization expansion bill. Next, Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller signed a bill into law Thursday decriminalizing the possession of an ounce or less of marijuana in the city. Wow. Don't let them catch you outside the city limits with it, though. But you know what? Albuquerque, New Mexico. Is that right? Is that New Mexico? I believe so. I'll Google it later. If I'm wrong, I'll make a correction. All right, Albuquerque, you're free and clear to carry around an ounce. So good on you. Happy 420. And that is it for the report from the Cannabis Frontline. And as usual, I got that information off the NORML website. That is normal.org. Go over there, check them out. A lot of stuff is moving quick in the cannabis world. Go over there and stay informed. Okay, so like I said last week, I'm going to give you a short rundown about soil amendments with the ones that I use for my top dress and for my, to amend my soil that I pot with, for my potting soil. All right, so to begin with, let's start with the neem. I add the neem cake or the neem meal. It's just ground up neem pulp. When they cold press the neem seed to make oil, whatever's left over, that material, that's basically what neem cake or neem meal is. So the neem meal that I get has an MPK of 612. It's also going to have some of those trace elements that the plant needs. Not too much. It's going to have a little bit of magnesium, like maybe 0.5%. It's going to have some copper, some iron, some zinc, which is fine because they're trace minerals for a reason, because a healthy plant only needs just a trace amount of them. And neem, I try not to use too much neem because it can get real hot as it breaks down, like it because of the nitrogen in it. It can make the soil hot and burn the plants. Because, you read a soil recipe, and, you're like, wow, if a little bit is good, then a lot. It's great. Let's do it. Pour more in. Nope. Don't do it. Don't do it. Everything in moderation. Next, I use kelp. Now, kelp's really not going to add to the NPK. Kelp's got a lot of micronutrients, a lot of trace minerals. Iron, copper, zinc, boron, manganese. And all these minerals are going to help the plant grow a really healthy root system. It's going to help it make it easier for it to kind of shake off disease and pests. And kelp is going to help pH your soil a little bit also. Next, I also add oyster shell. Now, the oyster shell is mostly just giving me calcium. Oyster shell I think it's like 96% calcium carbonate. So all it's really adding to it is just the calcium. The other thing I added is azomite. And once again, azomite's just loaded with trace minerals, boron, a little more calcium, a little more copper, a little more iron, a little magnesium, amongst other things. There's a whole bunch of other things. I'll add a list to the notes, to the show notes. If not, I'll put a link up in the on the website at inmygrow.com. And these amendments I'm adding to a soil that's already about a 10-10-10 NPK. And like I said, I just add these amendments, and I water in my microbes, some a little fish emulsion, some molasses, and my plants are cruising. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back and read the history of 420. Hang out, listen to a little bit of music. Alright, brothers and sisters, thank you for letting me take that short break. I needed to get some refreshment. I need to hydrate myself. Since it is my first 420 show, I am going to do the obligatory history of 420. Now, there are a couple of stories about 420 floating around the internet. I'm going to read the one that I was told. So 420 started in Marin County, California in 1971. There were 5 students at San Rafael High School who met at 4:20 p.m. by the campus statue of chemist Louis Pasteur to partake. They chose that specific time because extracurricular activities had usually ended by then. This group became known as the Waldos because they met at a wall. They would say 420 to each other as code for marijuana. And that's the story I heard. Basically, I heard it about the Waldos. They hung out. I had to look it up to see what high school it was from and all that, but that was the story I was told many, many moons ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. Okay, remember, this Friday is 420. Go out, have a good time. Be safe. So I always feel weird bringing this part up at the end of the show, but if this show has brought entertainment or education to you, and you would like to support the show, you'd like to throw me a couple of bucks, I would appreciate it. You can go to patreon.com, search for In My Grow Show. You can support me there. That money helps me pay for hosting fees. It helps me pay for equipment. So any kind of financial help is highly appreciated. If you don't want to go to Patreon, you can go to the website inmygrow.com, and there's a support the show link there. You can go there, use the Amazon affiliate link. Click on that. It'll take you to your Amazon account and you just shop normally. The only thing that happens is at the end of the sale, I get a percentage of that sale, and that's how I get supported through the show. Amazon pays me by driving traffic to Amazon. If you can't support the show at all financially, don't worry about it. I appreciate you showing up every week and listening to me. But here's how you can support the show. Tell 3 other people about it. That's all. Just tell 3 other people about it. And don't forget to subscribe to the show wherever you subscribe to podcasts. And if you have a question, if you have a comment, if you have a topic, if you wrote a song and you want me to play it and you think it's good, send it over. I'll take a listen to it. I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to play it, but if it's good enough, I will. You can email me at inmygrow@gmail.com, or better yet, find me on Instagram at inmygrow. Yeah, go over there and find me. Say hello. Say what's up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't be a stoner douchebag on 420, and remember to grow, learn, and teach.
last country band, in the last racquetball play, in the last crazy songs for tips in a jar.
I do believe that I done found the life for me. So baby, give me back my medicine, and when we dance, I'll let you lead.
She was the best thief in the county, for those who could keep track. If you had 10 fingers when you shook your hand, you'd only get 9 back. I do believe that there's a lock for every key. I worked out all the combinations, and baby, you're the one for me. I may not be young, but I'll never be old.
Got more piss and vinegar than any heart could hold. I do believe only about half of what I've seen. No one could ever come here easy, but when we dance, I'll let you lead.
Ooh, now come on, baby, dance with me. Ooh, now come on, baby, dance with me. Ooh, now come on, baby, set me free. Come on, baby, dance. Come on, baby, dance. Come on, baby, dance.
'Cause you're the key.